on to Mr Raymond McCartney.
I'll ask Conclure. Can I ask the Minister if she would confirm that the City of Culture legacy plan will be brought forward this year, and can she further confirm that Derry City Football Club will be included in the AFA sub-regional development of stadium?
There's certainly a local theme of local politics emerging in topical questions, and I appreciate that all politics is local. First of all, we were very successful in securing an additional £2 million as part of the monitoring rounds for the City of Culture's legacy fund. It is really important that, particularly when you're looking at the legacy, and there has been much in the media about the legacy, but for us, the entire executive through DCAL, our focus has always been on addressing opportunities, and there's no better opportunity than tackling poverty and social exclusion, and I'm happy that will happen. In terms of other facilities, namely the Brandy Well and the showgrounds and the rest, as part of that legacy, certainly they'll be included in that. But what I would like to see certainly is we're working with the Council on the production of a robust legacy plan. We'll be bringing our own in addition to that, and I've no doubt I'll be hearing right up until the last minute from the people of the city and surrounding communities about what they'd like to see invested.
Call Mr McCartney for supplementary, and I would encourage the member to ask only one question.
Well spotted, last concluder. First of all, can I thank the Minister for her answer? Indeed, I'll ask her one question. We heard this morning, and the Minister has alluded, that the Executive has now, through DCAL, ring-fenced £2 million for the legacy process. Can she confirm today how that will be used, and in particular how it will advance the Brandywell and Foyle Valley Master Plan?
Valley Master Plan, not just with the £2 million from DCAL, but certainly with the £3 million that the Derry City Council has, will certainly put a core dent, as we say in Belfast, into the Foyle Valley Plan and help address one of the legacy projects that have been flagged up in the city. It is really important that we use opportunities through sport and physical activity, through the arts, through community development, through health, social development and the rest, to make sure that we leave a good footprint, and I believe that the Foyle Valley project is one of those, and looking forward to seeing how it rolls out in the future.
Call Mr David Hilditch.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and post a great weekend for boxing here in Northern Ireland, Belfast in particular. I'm sure you'll congratulate obviously Caral Frampton as he heads on to greater things. But the deadline has recently passed for a tranche of funding that became available for local boxing clubs. I just asked the Minister, in her opinion, was there a good uptake, or is she content with the uptake of clubs?
First of all, I would like to concur with the member's statement around Caral Frampton and all the other boxers who succeeded at the weekend. I believe the wins that they all achieved and the support that they have from right across the community is probably unprecedented, and it's something that many other sports can learn from. There was a huge uptake, and certainly I haven't got the figures with me at the minute, but it will come as no surprise to the member that the demand far outweighs the funds that we have, so we need to look at ways in which supporting that. But certainly the uptake has been huge, and as a member, and other members I'm sure who will raise this today will know that the state of facilities in boxing clubs are probably the worst for sports across, and we aim to make sure that not only do we invest in making sure that those facilities are fit for purpose, but all others have an opportunity, all other departments and bodies have an opportunity to contribute, and that includes some of local government. There have been some councils who have done great work, other councils are expressing interest, and I'm keen to make sure that this deadline isn't a cut-off for boxing forevermore. We just need to see what money we'll have to try and meet the need.
Call Mr Hilditch for supplementary.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and thank the Minister for her answer so far. Now that the deadline's passed and we're in a period of assessment, when does the Minister expect to see delivery on the ground?
Well, certainly in terms of some of the minor capital equipment, like head guards and bags and things like that. I mean, most of the clubs, if not all, would have received those. The assessments, the technical assessments in terms of capital needs, I would anticipate by Christmas 2015, December 2015, that a lot of the work would not only have commenced well underway, but some of which would be near completion. But I am still hopeful that even at this late stage, that not only were city councils have boxing clubs in their area, they're also helping them and maybe contributing some of the funding to look at a better way in which we can have some of these much needed facilities delivered.
Call Mr Pat Ramsey for a question.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Could I ask the Minister to outline to the House what process she would envisage going forward that outside the three main sporting bodies, that on a sub-regional basis sporting clubs could take advantage of modernisation and improvement programmes?
Well, certainly as the member will be aware that the IFA have the sub-regional facilities, and that they're in the process of looking at a facilities development plan. I mean, that will be completed and will be presented to me, and certainly, based on what's there, I'll make a final decision at the end. But it is really important to make sure that local clubs, be they small or big, have themselves in a state of readiness, and as a member will also be aware that not everybody who puts a plan forward will get funded.
Mr Ramsey for supplement.
And I thank the Minister for her response. Could I then further ask her, could the Minister give this House the fullest assurance that Derry City Football Club will not be disadvantaged by playing in the League of Ireland, and they will become part of a funding stream through this present comprehensive spending review period?
Well, I know the member is aware of the response I give to his foil colleague, Raymond McCartney, in terms of we've already submitted £2 million to go towards the Daisy Fields and the Showgrounds as part of the overall Foyle Valley programme. The Derry City Football Club, along with many other football clubs, have been and will continue to meet with the IFA to make sure that their facilities are certainly on the list to bring forward for approval.
Mr Cahill for a question.
Can the Minister confirm that the NI Events investigation is complete, when it will be published, and do the Department intend to reinstall any of the events within that?
The member will be aware that the events company was transferred to Derry in April 2010, and at the minute there is a report to be compiled on the findings of that investigation. Basically, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the events company has been transferred to Derry, along with Derry and the Tourist Board. Certainly there's events here that collectively across the executive that we need to look at, but no better than this year as an example of what we can do in terms of world stage events. But I would like to see the conclusion of this investigation and the report published.
Call Mr Washington for a supplementary.
Can the Minister also tell me or assure me that those events will happen right across the north rather than just in the two main cities?
No, but what I can do is, I mean, certainly, particularly from areas outside of Belfast and Derry City, that a lot of people are concerned that there's events and the potential of events, and certainly the impact will have on tourism and indeed the local economy, need to be given an opportunity. What I would say to people who have that concern is there's absolutely nothing stopping people bringing forward projects now, but equally I'd like to see the publication of the report to make sure that lessons that need to be learnt have been learnt, and opportunities that we collectively need to bring forward that we can do so collectively.
The Minister will be aware that the Northern Ireland pipe band scene has had very good results in this piping season. Can the Minister comment on how she feels that can further be attributed to throughout next season?
But he asked a very valid question and actually provides something that certainly in terms of pipe bands, and some of the pipe bands that I visited and were witness to this year have enjoyed a lot of success, and rightly so. It hasn't came without a lot of hard work, and I've no doubt that success will be continued next year. And I've absolutely no doubt that our department, even through DCAL, Arts Council and the Ulster Scots Agency, will play their part in ensuring that that success is realised.
That concludes the... Oh, my apologies, Ian. You have a supplementary. That's the least we...
I think so. Will the Minister join with me in congratulating a young fella Matthew Wenlock, who this weekend became the world champion in his, I think it's the, if I get it correct, it was the World Solo Drumming Championships, and I think it was the under-16 level. So will she join with me in congratulating him?
Of course, I'll join with you in congratulating him. And indeed, you know, these competitions have not just an opportunity for people to compete, but also to excel and actually try and improve on their skills and move from one category to another. I mean, anybody, and I admire anybody who plays a musical instrument, regardless of whether they're a pipe band, marching band, pop band, traditional band. It's absolutely no mean feat. But I would like to extend my congratulations to Matthew and hope to make sure that he and others succeed next year.
Members, that concludes topical questions.